Hey guys, welcome back for another video with Fiat Destroyer, and what you see before you now is a silver dragon, not to be confused with Silver Dragons, one of the most famous YouTubers in the silver stacking community, but just a silver dragon. And it is indeed silver. This is sterling silver, really cool jewelry piece. Some of you may remember when this first showed up on my channel. Picked it up at a coin shop for a really good deal, actually, from none other than Gary at Chambersburg Coin Exchange. And the necklace part is also sterling silver, so really cool. The whole thing weighs a little less than an ounce, but I really like it. I kind of enjoy wearing it around the house and such. So what we're going to do today is hopefully make this look even better. As you can see, it's a pretty cool silver dragon design. I'm not sure if there's a specific name for this exact type, but you kind of see it sometimes here and there. And my idea is to first clean this, and then we're going to artificially tone it and hopefully get the details to pop out a little bit better. Alright, so a couple of things that we're going to be using is, first of all, let me get this off to the side, and I'll show you later on. But I have here a bowl, and sorry for all the reflection, but we've got aluminum foil lining the bowl, and this powdery substance here is baking soda. So what I'll do is add hot water to this and dissolve the baking soda, and then we'll put this in the solution and it will clean it up pretty quickly. I might rub it a little bit, but we'll be able to, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but it will clean pretty well. Right now it's just kind of hazy, sort of brownish looking, so I would just like to clean it up and we'll see how it looks after that. And then after all that's done, actually right here I've got my liver of sulfur, so we'll be using this stuff and I'll show how to do that as well. And then finally, I will use this silver cream to remove the toning from the parts where I don't want to have toning on it. Alright, so first of all, I'm actually going to take the chain off because the chain looks great the way it is, and I don't need to clean or tone the chain. So we'll remove the chain, and then this part here, I think I'll just let that on there because I don't really care about that either, if it gets toned or not. I'll maybe see if I can pop it off, but I will bring it back in when we're ready for the next step. Alright guys, we are now ready for the next step. So we've got some hot water here. Water is coming in hot. There we go. And then we're just going to set this aside. We will need that later. Alright guys, so this is going to be pretty hot water, so I want to be careful. It's not supposed to be boiling, and it wasn't boiling, but I'm actually going to use this dragon to sort of stir this. Actually, that's kind of a wild idea, because if you don't know, silver is very, very conductive, and already this dragon is really hot from the water and pretty hot on my fingers, but it's not too bad. And now we're just going to drop this in there just like so, and we will wait. I can maybe bring this in a little bit closer for the camera so you can kind of see how that looks. And this is something you can do at home. However, do not do this with older coins, because you will destroy all the numismatic value from them. This is something you only want to do for projects like this, and not to any kind of coin, because that is a big no-no in the coin collecting community. Whew, that is pretty hot. Already I can see it's getting kind of shiny, so we're just going to give it a little bit of time and then we'll come back. Alright guys, so I actually took the dragon out of solution and I got some baking soda, and I'm just giving it a little bit of abrasion just with my fingers, not using any wire brush or anything like that. Do not do that. So what we're doing is just kind of shining up or removing some of the tarnish or any kind of buildup that was on this thing. Again, this is how it looked when I got it, just sort of hazy, and it's definitely already a whole lot shinier. So that's pretty encouraging. So yeah, I'm just going to give this a nice thorough rub over with my fingers, just like so. And then we can dunk it in our solution again, rinse all that off. And I think it's looking pretty close to how I would want it to look. Now, I could maybe make the solution a little bit stronger. I think you can actually add salt, and that can actually speed it up as well. But I don't want to do too much, or just do anything that would maybe I would regret. Because this is sterling silver, it's not pure silver, so I do want to treat it as such. Keep that in mind. So once again, there we go. Alright, so I'll bring this in for you guys. I'm not sure how much you'll be able to tell the difference on camera. I could definitely tell some difference. It's maybe not quite as much as I was thinking. So I might actually use some of my silver cream and just rub it pretty good, just to make sure I get all of this nasty haze off that I don't want, and then I'll tone it from there. Alright guys, so like I said, I am going to use some of the silver cream and clean it up just a little bit more. So we have a nice sponge in here, something that's not going to damage it whatsoever. And we'll get a little bit of that polish on there, that purple stuff there on the sponge. And then we're just going to go over this thing, just give it a little bit of rub like this. And you can see it's black now, so it's definitely cleaning some stuff off of there. So we'll just work our way around this and we'll see how it looks after that. Alrighty guys, we are back, and as you can probably see, this dragon is looking very shiny now. Quite a bit of difference after I used that silver polish. It did a much better thorough job than the baking soda method. The baking soda method's maybe a little bit more gentle if you are doing a coin and you don't want to do any kind of abrasive motion at all. I know I said you're not supposed to use that method for coins, but when you have a coin that does not have a lot of numismatic value and there's some gunk on it or something, then you can use that method to help clean it up. But anyway, with this guy here is now looking very, very shiny indeed. I'm almost tempted just to let it as it is. I'm not sure how well it's actually showing up on the camera, because it seems like the light is reflecting off of my fingers a lot, and it is really shiny, really cool as it is, but we're going to try to make this even cooler. Alright, so in order to do that, get our rag out of the way here now, and I need these two tubs. Now this one here also has some baking soda in it, but not the aluminum foil, so this is going to act as a neutralizing bath. And then this one is going to be our toning bath. You don't have to have a butter container, but that's what I have on hand, so any container will do. And what we need next is some warm water. Alright guys, so now we have our 2 tubs of warm water. This one here is going to be our neutralizing bath, and this one's going to be a toning bath, and here's my liver of sulfur. So fortunately for you guys, you don't have to smell the sulfur, but I'll be smelling the sulfur a bit. And we're just going to take this and add a couple drops here. That should be plenty. Alright, and I want to mix this up a little bit. I might just have to use my hand to mix it up. Actually, maybe I'll grab a spoon and then I'll mix it up without touching it. Alright, so I got a plastic fork. That'll work great for not only stirring it up, but also for getting this dragon to and from the solution. Alright guys, so pay attention and watch, because this could happen pretty quickly. And what we'll probably see is a few different colors as it goes through the toning process, and then it's going to get darker. Alright, it's going to be a little bit hard to see as well with that yellowish color, but I'll try and bring this in a little bit closer for the camera. And I may be able to pull it out of the solution from time to time so we can get a look at the color. I can see it already has some color. It's actually changing pretty fast now, so I'm going to go ahead and pull it out and show it to you guys. Whoops, and I go ahead and just drop it, of course. But check it out. Here, I'll get it on the rag here. We may give it some more toning, but I wanted to just pull it out and let you guys see how it is. Already, it is just getting pretty dark. So that's kind of cool. Actually, it might be good enough now as it is. It's continuing to tone. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop it in the neutralizing bath in that nice golden kind of color. So if we do this and mix it up in there a bit, just like so, now that will halt the toning process. And now we can pull it out, and boy is it ever gorgeous. It still has that nice shine to the metal from when I used the silver polish on it. But we're not done yet. I have some more ideas. But I'm going to now rinse this in water, and then I'll show it off after it's rinsed off and dried, and we can get a look at how it is now. Alrighty guys, we are back. I've got this rinsed off and dried, and my oh my, is it ever gorgeous. I really love the main color that this is, sort of a goldish, coppery kind of color. I don't know, just a brown tinge. And then there's some hints of dragon fire down here near the tail. We've got blues and pinks, and it would get more like that if I just left it in there. But if I wanted to leave it in there, the whole thing would get darker and darker. But I wanted to just try it as it is now. One of the things with doing what I'm doing is that if I'm unhappy with the final results, I can just clean it again and try another toning bath and see how I like it. So that's pretty cool. And here is this side as well. It does have some writing right in there that says one of a kind in 2002, and I believe this was made in Thailand. So anyway, well, there we go. Now for our next step, make ourselves a little work area here. We're going to use our silver polish again. So let me get some on a sponge, and this is that all that black is from when I cleaned it the first time. So now you have to be kind of careful not to do too much. So there we go, I got some on the sponge. Maybe just get a little bit more. And then I'm just going to just spread this in there a little bit so you don't get a whole bunch on the dragon in a crevice or something. So now my idea is to have the toning in the crevices and the cracks, and then have the outer parts that are more exposed to be more shined off with a silvery kind of color. Alright, so I'm just going to go real lightly, and we will see what we can accomplish. Already, just immediately we get some silver color back. So let me just work my way around here. Alright guys, so we are back, and I'm not sure how well you guys can see, but I was actually fairly pleased with the results. Now I will say that if you try to do this with something on your own, similar to what I'm doing here, I would recommend not using the sponge, because the sponge has actually cleaned off more than I was really going for. I want it to be a little bit darker in the cracks, but what I can do is just tone it right away again, and just, you know, keep trying and see if I can accomplish what I'm looking for. But actually it does look really cool to have that gold in the cracks. And again, I'm not sure how well it's going to show up on camera, but in real life this does look really nice. It looks way nicer than it did before, and even before it was pretty cool. So now there we have it. We brought this silver dragon back to life, and hopefully this inspires you to try some similar projects. In fact, I will show you another thing that I toned and see what you think of that. Alright, here we go guys. We've got Year of the Boar silver and copper rounds. There we go. Really cool. These are just generic pieces, but they are super awesome. Really neat. And this is the untoned pair here. So I have these untoned ones, and now let me first compare the copper. So we have the copper And here is the toned copper. So not really a massive change necessarily, but just kind of more archaic looking or something. And then here we got a whole ton of toning in this area. So I decided to leave it like that because I thought it's really cool in the character that it gives it. But now, if we compare the silver ones, now, check it out. Look at that. So cool. All that blue. And again, it just depends on where or what stage of toning you pull the silver out of the solution. But I decided to go with this blue stage. I think it looks really cool. Check out that bore, just how much it brings it to life. And here's the other side. So again, I just gave this a toning bath and then polished off some of the details. But I think that is super cool. So after a long time, I did another toning project, and that was this dragon today. I want to do some more toning projects, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And let me know if you have any tips as well. I'd be glad to hear that. So remember, guys, to keep on toning the silver and keep on destroying that fiat.